everybody, welcome back to the Game of Muscle YouTube channel, where today, this morning, something spectacular happens. What spectacular thing could possibly be happening this morning, you might ask yourself? Well, the answer is pretty self-explanatory. It should be very self-explanatory. It should be the most self-explanatory thing that you've borne witness to. And that is, we are painting the wall. We've got painting trousers on. We've got a shirt that I don't mind ruining. And we've got to move. We've got the old sim rig here. We've got the hole in the wall. We've got to paint this. This is the paint. This is the old paint. We had a little bit of a damp problem that's accumulated over the years, or over the year, and the paint has come from the wall because we didn't use the correct paint. So we're going to strip this off, and we're going to paint it with some correct damp-proof paint. And then the bunker room will be fresh again. And if that doesn't work, we'll just cover the wall with a poster. because we're professionals. Right. Got to move everything out of the way here. Got to get the Hoover out. Should do it in our Simucube cap. Look at that! I look like Robert Kubica at this angle. There you go, it's my Robert Kubica impression. What a legend, guys. It's a shame he broke his hand. I think Robert Kubica is one of the best. One of my favourite rally drivers. And F1 drivers. But he's still going, If he had the best car, guys, if he had the best car, he'd be winning. Robert Kubica has the fight. Unlike many Formula drivers, Robert Kubica's a ledge. Yeah, I mean, the paint dry dreams are coming realised here. Ow! Just banged my head on the ceiling there. No, we're going all in with the paint that we've got. I've tried the paint on a different patch of wall and I know it works, so we're good. We're safe, we're just going all in. We're going all in. Straight in. Come on, you expect me to do it properly? Are you mental? A proper job? No, I have tested this paint on another bit of wall, which had exactly the same issue, and it did the job. So it's not a troll. Look at these cables. Would you like a power adapter with 4,000 metres of cable on it? This looks like your average American high street. Just have some cars driving under it. There you go, that's America. Apparently they're not allowed to put cables under the floor in America. Hello, Conrad S. Oh, I need to get a bin bag. El Gato. Hello, Turbo Power. The sim painting, I've not started it yet. I'm hoping it's realistic. Where am I going to move this sim rig to? Got the awesome PT1 pedals down here. Everything is heavy. Do, 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 do. We're not allowed light things. Oh, look at that. Proper gaffer tape. Pearlescent paint. Hello, Rich. Virtual reality racing. Would you like to learn how to train to drive? Do you like your motion rigs? Come to Rich's van and drive at virtualrealityracing.com. He's got all the VR headsets, specifically the HTC Vive Pro. He's got 2 motion rigs. Bet you want to have a go. It's Rich at Virtual Reality Racing. Now offering a discount code for Gamer Muscle fans. 20% off. And for those of you that like horses, you also get a free horse ride. Oh, wow! On a Shetland pony, walking through his sitting room. Have you ever wanted to combine sim racing with Shetland pony admiring? Well, with Virtual Reality Racing Club, your dream could come true. Discount code plus 20%. Hang on a minute. It's not how discount codes work. Hello, Thomas. I did warn you guys that we'd be doing this yesterday, because if I don't do this now, I've got so much actual real stuff I need to get done. And I've been putting this wall has been getting worse over the year. So, if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. Oh, guys, remember when I built the radiator cover? That was emotional. Hello, Itchy. Some say itchy's like a venereal disease. Scratchy, raw, and uncomfortable. Right. Put this in here. I'm going to have to take it out again because all my tools are in there, so I don't know why I did that. The best Hoover that money can buy, the Henry Hoover, guys. Literally, if you have a Dyson Hoover, you're an idiot. Because at the end of the day, Henry is there to bail you out. There's a reason why everyone out builders have Henry Hoovers. If you've got a Dyson, Dyson's just don't go for Dyson, guys. Dyson's a trap. Dyson's for people that use Apple computers. Dyson's the Apple of Hoovers. This is the Linux of Hoovers. This is the real. I mean, yeah. Look, it's even got a face on it, guys. You could put a toddler on this and drag him along as your Hoover. You can't do that with a Dyson; it would break. Henry have thought of everything, and they thought of it back in the late 70s. Bloody genius. What's going on there? Pom. Hello, Australians. Green Henry. I don't know why it's green. I think you could they did a purple one. They do a red one. The original one is red. They do purple, red, and green. I think that's it. I think they might do a blue one. They've got yellow ones, but they're like industrial ones. Actually, Henrietta, I think, is the purple one. It's fine as long as it's made. As long as it's a Henry of some kind, you're fine. I bet Rich uses a Dyson. Bloody Rich. I bet he does. Can we have a rep in chat for what Hoover you've got? Type in chat what Hoover you use. What vacuum cleaner you use. Can we see? Let's see how many people have got Dysons, because we're going to have to get. Let's get banning, guys. Let's ban all these Dyson noobs. Oh God! You idiots! You idiots! You bloody idiot! What's a shark? Is this like an Australian thing? No, well, Paul Wilson's not Australian. Shark have headlights? What? Stephen Webb won a ledge. You guys are itchy. Told you you've got a venereal disease. You've got syphilis and it's infected your brain, and that's why you bought a Dyson. Idiot. I actually had a Dyson Hoover for a bit because I'm an idiot as well. Goddamn Dyson. Would you like to buy a fan? It doesn't have any blades. Well, it does, but you can't see them. It's only £3 million. Oh, it's so smooth. They're actually quite nice fans, but I just want to hate on Dyson, right? Because at the end of the day, Henry Hoovers are the best. Hello, Aussies. Why do you need headlights on a Hoover? What situation is that about? Is that because in Australia they're like worried that they might need to use it for transport or something? What do I have in here? My magical Wicks bag box. I don't know if I'm gonna. Ow! That's my head. I don't know if I'm gonna use a roller or a brush. Thing is, if you use a brush, you get the brush texture, which isn't good for walls. Like a roller's normally better, but I want to make sure I get a good amount of coating. So I might use the brush. I might compromise visual finish. Here we go. Might compromise visual finish for the sake of coverage. I'm worried the plaster might come off a bit as well because the plaster's a little bit blown, but we'll see. As long as it's white, I'm happy. Here's the correct tool. Gordon Freeman muscle. Whoom, 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 whoom. That's the animation, guys. He's played Half-Life. Bong. Chonk. You actually lean forwards when using a crowbar. If you stay upright, it's kind of awkward. You don't see that in the games. Magnuson crowbar. I use this to peel off the entire floor in this basement. That was fun. By fun, I mean not fun at all. I wish I never had to do that again in my life. Right. We're getting there. What a pace. Right, we've got damp seal, primer and undercoat. Look, see guys, we know what we're doing here. We've got the primer and undercoat. That is what we're putting on. So we are actually doing undercoat. I lied earlier. And then we've got some white paint to put on top of it. So I am actually doing it properly. I fooled you. You thought I wasn't. You questioned my integrity. Shall I give you guys a DIY tip? Hello Lenny too. DIY tip, guys. Let me give you a serious DIY tip here. DIY tip. To get a good finish requires good prep work. 95% prep, 5% finish. That is how you do. That's how you get a good result, guys. I'm afraid that is how you get a good result. It's the prep work, and that philosophy applies to everything in life. So you can take a lot from that. You can take a lot from that. That'll be £5.50. Philosophy of muscle. That was my contribution to society right there. Game of muscle, 95% prep. Yeah, well, ironically, my channel, 5% finish and no prep. But, you know, I like to live dangerously. YouTube on the edge. Oh, no, I don't know. I was going to say, I mean, we're prepping here, but we're prepping live. Do it live. Right, let's suck some of this up. Save myself some work. Get ready for the Hoover, guys. Hoover vision. How many Hoovers do you know have a turbo mode on them? A low and a high mode? That is how you know this is a real Hoover. No messing around. It's like an 80s Formula 1 car, this. Someone just loaded the stream up and they weren't getting an image, and they're like, oh, I didn't know Game of Muscle played GT Sport. that was nice, wasn't it? It's America with a tear. Oh, I need to get a cup of tea now. That's that's 5 minutes. It's tea time. 17 minutes so far, not bad. Oh yeah, this is just an old shirt. The point is, I'm wearing this so that I can throw it away when I get paint on it. Ah, that's the wall that you could. That's the crack in the wall. Okay. Yeah, I had some paint already on the floor, some flakes of paint there. So getting rid of them. Look at this beautiful radiator cover, guys. Top notch. Highly recommend these radiator covers from Amazon. It's only like £25, pre-painted. Look at that. How much better does that look than a raw radiator? Best thing I bought for this basement, outside of sim racing equipment. Radiator cover, changed my life. Yeah, let's get a cup of tea. Back in a second. You can't do DIY without a cup of tea, so let me just get that. Back in a second. Drop sheet. Drop sheet. Of course, we've got everything, man. Proper DIY here. Back in a second, getting tea. Right, I've only got enough milk for one more cup of tea, so I have to get this finished within the next 30 minutes. Because this tea's only going to last like 15. Oh, God. Running out of milk. Not worth being alive when you got no milk. This music really suits the mood. It's going to play some proper random stuff in a bit. Right, I might scrape this off the wall. Got to scrape this off without blowing the plaster. So I'm being as gentle as possible. Look at this, the patch gets bigger. Basically, where it's damp on this wall is basically just here. That is it. Everywhere else, there, and then you guys can't see it, but just underneath the windowsill, that's the only place where there's been damp issues in this basement. So, as we were saying yesterday, if you've got any damp in a basement, the best thing to do is to tank an entire basement. That's sort of the only tried and tested, complete legit way of doing it. But that's 15,000. Well, if you do it yourself, you can probably do it for about £4,500. If you pay a really cheap company, it's probably about £12,000. And if you pay a legit company, it's about £15,000 to £25,000, depending on to what extent you get it done. But the floor would have to be lowered in here. If you're doing it professionally, you'd have to lower the floor, so you'd have to lift that out, and then you have to there's a whole bunch of stuff involved in it. Because if you're doing that, you'd want to make the room into a legal room, whereas this isn't technically a legal room. So, yeah. So basically, not doing it properly because I can't afford it. And there's just these 2 patches, that's it, that had damp problems. So it's actually been a perfect office. The humidity doesn't go above 62 is like the maximum humidity I've ever had in here. And all I've got is an active air vent with a heat compensator on it. So, yeah, basically just this wall and the patch down there, and the patch down the bottom was fixed with just damp-proof paint, because there's no moisture on it. It's just as the water evaporates out of the wall, it leaves the mineral deposits behind, and that also lifts the paint off the wall, which that's what damp-proof paint typically stops. It has blown the plaster a tiny bit though, which isn't ideal, but as long as I only have to do this once a year, it's like a 4 hours work, probably 5 hours work, and about £50 to £80 in paint. So paying that every year versus minimum, say £12,000. I think I'll do that. Can you look to camera 2? There we go, camera 2 presenting. Oh, look at the microphone. Which one's camera 1? Which one's camera 1 and which one's camera 2? Is this camera 2? That could be camera 2. That's camera 1. 3D muscle. Whoa, the 3D muscle experience. I probably could sand it, but it's mostly flat, to be honest. So you can literally see where the. So when I originally moved into this. This wall didn't actually have anything up. There was a big cupboard in this room that went across this wall and over to there, and this part of the wall behind the plaster and the paint has bitumen coating on it that was, I think, done in like the 80s or 70s, whereas this part of the wall didn't. So that's why the damp's coming through on this side a little bit. But not too bad. Yeah, there's just salt deposit. The plaster's not actually coming off the wall that much. You can see with the scraper, it's actually a much smaller area. It's not even down here. It's literally just this one patch. This is a Victorian terraced house, so that's next door neighbour's basement is on that side. So it's not an outside wall. There's nothing I can do to remove damp or reduce damp from this side, and there's no cause of damp. The front of the house is over this way, and the pipes all exit the building and everything. Next door neighbours actually got their basement tanked, so their tanking solution is probably pouring water on this side. It's not actually that bad. I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be much lower. Literally just this patch. Winner! Got more than enough paint for this. Cover the poor radiator with something. It's a good point, actually. Yeah, good idea. good idea. It's actually, fortunately, there you go, it's just falling through. It's a brand new radiator. I got the radiator put in when I moved in. Should put a mask on. That's all right. It's not. You don't really need a mask with the scraper. If you do sanding, you need a mask because you notice it. There's hardly any dust coming off this. So this is mostly paint. It's not if anyone's ever done plastering or flat what's it called when you smooth out plaster, you need a mask for that. Or just plastering in general, that's really bad. I had to get the roof plastered in the sitting room and there was like dust, just dust everywhere. It's incredible. My pants are falling off. Now this shirt's just too short, but it's an old shirt I'm going to throw away. I think they make the plaster, they don't pigment the plaster. So it's probably so that you know that you've painted it evenly, you've covered it. You might use a different, in the UK maybe they use a different mix. I mean, this is still going to be a bodge job. I think if I was doing this properly, I'd probably want to sand these edge bits to get it totally done. But this is a bodge job I'm doing here. It just has to be good enough. Bodge muscle. I think that's mostly the flaky bits there. Try to count this bit here, the plaster's blown, so I really just going to depend on the paint holding it together, which is incorrect, but I don't care. On the limit, I think that is that should probably do it. Let's hoover that up. You can see the undies. This is the camber. This is for the extra sponsor there. It's all right. Twitch and YouTube now, you're allowed to like abuse animals and film dead people, and you can do whatever you want. It's fine, as long as you're a big channel. Oh, I better be careful. Have I unlocked a car? Surely that counts as a daily challenge. You missed a spot. Oh, when's Bathurst start? There's no force feedback on that. There's a little bit of torque from the engine. But yeah, not very good force feedback. I'm going to gaffer this to the wall a bit. Really don't want to get paint in this carpet. The thing with this carpet's a new carpet, and if you wipe paint off the carpet straight away, you're sometimes okay. But you always forget it. You'll notice it like 2 or 3 days later. There'll be like a little splodge, and like, oh shit. So better to go overboard with the covering of the carpet, especially when you use rollers. If you get a bit too excited. Gaffer tape. Gaffer tape does everything in the world. I built a plane from gaffer tape. I built a car from gaffer tape. I built a woman out of gaffer tape. What can you not do with gaffer tape? Do you call it gaffer tape in Australia? They probably call it something else. Dingle-doo tape. Stickers tape. Strew. Got some roo tape here. Tie my kangaroo down with gaffer tape. Tie my kangaroo down. Nice. Just gaffer. Duct tape, yeah. That's another brand though. Where's my tray? Right, I might do this with a brush, to be honest. As I say, if you use a brush, you'll get a brush texture. The wall's pretty effed up, so it's not going to look smooth, whatever. So I think I might use a brush. I've got a roller, but the thing is, whatever the undercoat is, whatever the texture of the underthing is, that's going to affect what's on the surface. You can't really get around that. So unless I was to like fully prep the plaster here, there's some like bits which are not too good. It's always going to look bumpy. So I'm gonna use a brush. It'll be good enough. And I might use a roller for the final bit just for speed. YOLO. Secret door. Grand Canyon showing. Oh no. The Grand Canyon. Many a soul has been lost. Let's get this off. Should do that. Where's my screwdriver? On my desk, totally out of the way, typical. The Kent Canal. Water levels have risen. I'm fixing my. Oh, I was removing the paint from the paint pannier. Don't know what you call it. It had some paint on it, so I was banging it and then hoovering it up. That's the technique. Pro technique, guys, on the limit. Fingers crossed my damp seal's alright still. give it. Might need to give it a little mix. Spoon's a good idea. Let's do that. Even better than a spoon, got some disposable wooden sticks. Oh, it's alright actually. Sometimes if you have paint for a while, they separate a bit. So I always like to mix it a bit. Probably don't need to. Oh, the colour of it looks better now actually. Okay. Probably enough. See how this goes. Get ready, guys. Hole is going to disappear. You ready? This is going to be arousing. Still better than skip barber racing. Watch the hole vanish before your very eyes. I really do like a couple of layers of this, but oh, it's beautiful. It's disappearing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it from side to side. I'm going to start on this side and work across, so it's a satisfying experience. This is the kind of thing we bring. Pure satisfaction. Don't drop it on the floor. I've only got a thin sheet here. I hope this is arousing for you guys. Try and not do the paint too thick. It's called Bob Ross. The rollers make a better finish. Yeah, I've got. Don't know if you just joined the stream. I've got a roller here. Rollers are better. But the reason I'm using the paintbrush is because the plaster is slightly blown and I don't want to sand the plaster off because there's fundamentally damp behind here that's always going to be there unless I was to tank the wall, unless I was to clear the plaster and recoat behind the plaster and then replaster, which you're talking about £600 to do, which I'm not going to do. Unless I did that, it's not going to be a good finish anyway. So I'm using the paintbrush to get a slightly thicker coating and to just go over it anyway because it's irrelevant. That's why. It is a bodge. It is a bodge job. But yeah, if you were doing a proper wall, you would get the plaster done smooth and then you'd probably go over it with a roller. I mean, you do get people that are shit up with paintbrushes and they can get like an immaculate finish with it, but I can't. And the roller's easier to use and roller's quicker as well. But for this specific situation, to me it seems to make more sense to use the paintbrush. This is where it's. I mean, look at that! It's already closing the gap, guys. This is immensely satisfying. This wall has been annoying me for a while. So you see here, this is where the plaster's coming off a bit. So be careful, really. I mean, I'm fully expecting this will probably fail within 8 months, but that's enough. That's long enough. I don't mind having to redo this every 8 months. or every year, ideally. Pretty little trees, guys. Pretty little trees. You're just trapping water in the wall. Yeah, I know. But there's no other option. And it's a relatively small patch. I just explained. I've just gone through this. I'm not going to repeat myself. And this is one thing I've learnt with streaming. Once you've explained something, don't bother repeating it, because you'll get someone come in the stream that wasn't watching the initial explanation. And you just end up saying the same thing repeatedly. People in chat can repeat it. People in chat can repeat it. We noticed it was when we were fixing the PC, and someone was like, "Oh, why have you done this?" I'm like, "I've already done it." Or like when we were doing the monitor yesterday, I'm like, "I've already tested it. I've already tested it. We know this." Live streaming probably simulates having schizophrenia to some extent. Obviously, schizophrenia is a bloody hard condition for people to have. Oh, there we go. Too much paint there. So I'm not saying it's the same as schizophrenia, but if you wanted to have a simulation of probably what it's kind of like to have schizophrenia, live streaming and is probably one of the closer ways of getting it. What a time to be alive. Hey, Lethal. Don't put too much paint on the brush, or you'll get a drip. You don't want a drip. This bit of the wall's not in the best of condition here. Not actually got any paint on me yet, which is pretty miraculous. I guess it's rollers that tend to get the paint everywhere, unless you're really good with them. I guess if you're someone that's good at painting, it's probably not a problem. But I'm not good at painting. I'm pretty bad at DIY. My version of DIY is good enough. Why? Does it kind of work? Is it good enough? Not exactly professional. It's kind of my life philosophy though, so apply that to everything. If you get your car across the finish line and you're not last and you've got 4 wheels, that is good enough as far as I'm concerned. We don't need to be Michael Schumacher. We just, you know. I'm putting way too much paint on initially. You can see. But, oh well. Working on a car is fun. Probably depends entirely on the car that you're working on and the type of car. I can imagine some cars would be absolutely horrendous to work on, and other cars I can imagine is quite satisfying, all depending on how idiotic the manufacturer is. That's what I'd intuitively want to say. I'm not a big fan of doing DIY stuff though. I'd rather be doing computer stuff. Guys, look at this. We're about a quarter of the way done here. Absolute pace. Monster pace here. See, actually, you can see where the plaster's not problematic. The paint goes on, it's so much better. This is the thing about prep. if you've got a wall that's like actually nicely finished off, it's so easy to paint. Like after I got the sitting room ceiling plastered, the some of the walls had to be plastered because they fell down. You could just paint it straight away, and it was like it just went on. Whereas when I painted my bedroom walls, the plaster is like Victorian. It took ages just to get the paint on, and you always miss a bit because the walls weren't flat. Still not sane from sleep deprivation. I feel a lot better today. I did sleep alright last night, relatively. This isn't paint. This is damp proof sealant stuff. Yeah, normally if you're doing paint, you do like a mix. This is problem wall paint. This wall is a problem. It will be interesting to see how this paint lasts. I mean, as I say, the paint I put on it originally was just normal paint, 2 layers of normal paint, and that lasted 8 months, I think, before any issues happened. So it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts. I mean, where I've had this on the really damp bit down the bottom across the room when I tested it out beforehand. And that was a problem within a month of when I painted it initially, and the wall was literally falling apart down there because that is actually proper damp. And this on that patch sorted it out. It's been perfectly fine for the last 2-3 months. So I think really what this paint has is probably like some kind of like glue in it. Or like some kind of plasticky, you know, like PVA glue, so it bonds to itself and then it holds the damp. That's what I think is going on. So even if it's got damp behind it, the paint doesn't flake off the wall. I think it might stretch as well, rather than just drying out and flaking off. The whatever glue or whatever they put in it probably allows the paint to not have moisture coming through it. So I'll probably end up with a bulge of moisture somewhere else. That's the thing. If you have a damp wall or something and you just cover it up, you don't actually deal with the underlying problem. Where you've covered it up, the underlying problem is just going to move somewhere else. So it's like that, and that's the way it is. Huh. Oh man, this is looking pretty good. And this is just undercoat. Ideally, we'll do paint on top of this as well, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes with the undercoat. He's lost it completely. I never had it. You can't lose it if you don't have it. Come on. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that hole disappearing. Amazing. I can see how painting is really relaxing, because even just painting a wall, the only thing with DIY that's rubbish is if you literally have to do a whole room in a day, or ceilings. Painting ceilings is really, really annoying. It's like it's all right for 3 hours, but Oh man, when I painted my sitting room, the ceiling, 2 layers, and it's high enough that you can just reach it on absolute tiptoes. You don't need a ladder, so it's not the worst, but so annoying. Like doors as well take ages, which is why I get my sister to do doors. Now my sister has a fear of doors. Man, anything with lots of nooks and crannies. Fencing is terrible. Fences are the worst because they're not flat and smooth. So you paint a fence and it's like, oh, you feel like you've done it, and then you step back and there's like loads of little holes in it. So I don't do that. Watching paint on weed. It's a good point actually. I think the guy that did some of the plastering in here was stoned. Maybe you have to be a stoner to do DIY properly. Maybe the Dutch are amazing at DIY. Whoa! Bit of a drip there. Yeah, see the wall's a bit got issues here as well. Plaster's blown a touch. No wonder why we're here. There's all these stoners in chat. How good is this though, guys? This is almost like a good lap in the sim ring. Gotta get all those nooks and crannies. Do Americans say nooks and crannies? Nooks and crannies? Sounds like something bizarrely sexual. Oh, look at that nook and cranny on that girl. Oh, she's got a nice cranny. Oh, I'd paint her nook. Cracks and gaps. I put a brush on her nook and I felt her cranny. I filled it with paint. Demonetised. Oh, but it was worth it. I'll be demonetised for nooks and crannies. Do you know what's really hard is when you're replacing the tranny on your car, and you have to get into nook and cranny to fix the tranny. Yeah, enough of that. Wow, we got all the bants here. Bants in your pants. Before 9 AM. Is this what my life has come to? Sitting in the loo watching Emma Muscle paint a damp wall. This is millennia of society and development of technology have enabled this. Just think, when ARPANET was first set up and the internet invented and conceived. I mean, when Babbage sat down and put together his calculation engine out of bits of brass, and he spent his life work building his calculation engine. His sole motivation was the fact that people will be able to paint walls and live stream it on the internet hundreds of years in the future. So really, to be honest, I am responsible for the computer, is what I'm saying in a roundabout way. I basically motivated Babbage. And essentially single-handedly won World War II because, Alan Turing wouldn't have bothered to develop his supercomputer if it wasn't for the thought of enabling this kind of content. So, and Turing was a legend, so what I'm saying is I'm single-handedly responsible for for most of the positive things that have come out of computing, really. It's fairly obvious. They should really build statues of me painting walls in front of a webcam, if I was to be honoured suitably by the British government. Look at this. Yeah, I think what I'll do, because that bit's a bit of a problem there. This is drying super quick. I might let this dry once I've done this, leave this here and then go over again. I mean, normally you let it dry for at least minimum with fast dry paint, I think it's still like 6 hours. I put too much on there. Too much depth, too much paint. Look at this, guys. Problem wall, no longer a problem. How does he do it? I literally put, I think I might have put exactly the right amount of paint in my bucket. And I've just stood on paint. Pro tip, paint in bare feet, guys, because you notice when you stand in paint and then when you walk off your mat, you don't then tread paint through the room because you realise, or wear thin socks so you can feel when you stand on the paint, because you can have your floor prepped and everything and you can then forget that you've trod in paint because you don't feel it, and then you footprint paint on your carpet which you can't wipe off because it's already really thin. Wow, what a good tip, guys. Don't just come in for sim racing. Famous wall kicking will collapse. He has a window, but it's chilly to open it. I'm getting high off this. It's good fun. I could have. That's a good idea. I've got my vent pumps through more air than the window anyway. I'll put that on full. It's an active vent. It's really good actually. It's got a pelter in it. What's it called? Well, those things are a heating element. But if it's warmer in here, it keeps the heat in here. But if it's colder in here, it keeps the cool in here. Which is pretty cool. Save on electric. It's pretty much always warm in here because of the computers. Flippity flop. It's time. It's 4:52 AM, and your pillow is feeling neglected. Well, night, Norman Robinson. Thanks for popping in. Maybe we'll be live streaming when you wake up. Who knows? Not painting anymore though. We'll be done with the painting. Oh, do you know what? I might be a tiny bit short of the end bit. Almost got exactly the right amount of paint in the tray. What an amateur. I underfueled my tray. Noob. I did a Dom GTR'd my paint tray. I don't know, we might have just enough, but we're right on the limit of the fuel here. We've gone full economy. Paint tray pit stop in a minute. I used way too much paint on this patch, but Oh well. Yeah, just a touch, not enough. I should have enough paint for another go over, which is nice. Well, enough undercoat. Do. Smooth. And the wall falls down just as we finish. Damn it! Well, this paint is dry. It must be quite warm in here because this paint's drying way quicker than when I painted other things. It's like super quick dry paint. Unbelievable. I mean, maybe because it's specifically because it's damp proof, damp resistant paint, it's drying quicker. Pretty good. Look at that, guys. Woo! Sip of the tea. I'm well happy with that. That's just the underlayer. So one more coat. See what it says on the tin. Oh yeah, I can go over again in a minute. The patches here, pretty crazy. Hello, random call side. I'm gonna wait an hour and then touch up these little. There's some little bits. Just need to dab the brush into them, and then that's pretty much. It doesn't need 2 layers of this undercoat, and then I have to wait 2 days before actually decorating it. But to be honest, on the other bit of wall, I just use the damp-proof undercoat, and it's as white as the wallpaper, so as the paint. So might not even bother painting it, to be honest, because I'm probably gonna have to keep doing this undercoat every 8 to 12 months regardless, so kind of just want to get this done now. Maybe I can go over it now. Risk it for a biscuit. See if we can get that done. Little patches. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So I might not even bother painting this because it's going to look good enough in video. The illusion of a white wall. That's all that's required. Put some pictures on it, you never notice. Ah, perfect. I can't believe how quick this stuff's drying out. I don't know what they put in it. I mean, it specifically says to put it onto a slightly dampened wall. Maybe it's got like alcohol in it or something. Crazy. Super instant dry paint. Nice. Polish it off, boys. What happened to the wall? There's a little bit of damp behind it, so the paint came off it. But I didn't use I used normal paint before because this is a Victorian cellar and it's not proper tanked or anything. So this is a bodge, but it's a very cost-effective bodge. There's not, as I was saying earlier, the humidity in here doesn't get above 50, and it doesn't smell damp, and I've got a vent, so it's good enough as an office. I've actually worked in offices that were worse. Oops, there we go. That wasn't good. This is the bit which is pretty naffed up. Try and do this without making it worse. Getting there. I see that there's a bit of the ceiling there. No! Get off my brush. You could zip line a wall in front of that wall. Yeah, I could do that. I've got a radiator put on the wall now, though. The thing is, this is cheap. This is fine. There are lots of solutions that would be better, but they all cost more money than just painting it because it's so mild, the damp. I mean, I've literally lived in houses with worse damp in like the sitting room. When I moved into this place, I genuinely thought I was like, oh, this is a bit of a risk because I needed the office for YouTube. I needed like a spare room as an office for YouTube. So I was like, well, if this house didn't have this basement, I would have had to have moved to like the Midlands or something, because this was literally like, this was already pretty much at the limit of what was affordable. Andy Warhol underpants. Thank God it's not a thong. Look here, we have a lot of hot Eastern European women that love to watch this just for the underpants. So I think that'll do. Just use this bit of paint up. I think we're pretty much there, to be honest. Might even get away with not having to do another coat on this. So we'll see how that goes. That will do. I mean, as you can see in the video, that is a white wall. That's good enough for me. Ta-da! 10 out of 10. Wood paint again. We've already talked, Stuart, we've already talked about the roller conundrum. I've got a roller here. I've got plenty of rollers. I'm not using the roller for very specific reasons. Come on, man. I wouldn't want to leave the UK. Other countries are crap. Well, I think Germany's better than the UK. South of France is better than the UK. Depends where you live in the UK and how much money you've got. Hello, Ellis. It totally depends how much money you've got as to how nice the UK is to live. Same, I mean, that's kind of how it works in most countries, but Poundland rollers are shit, actually, as well. It's worth spending an extra £3 or £4 on a nicer roller. I noticed that when painting ceilings and stuff, because some of the rollers, the cheapo rollers, they degrade as you roll, and then you have to pull off the. It's just a pain in the arse. It just takes more time and effort. Hello, Tree Mouth. I've got to remember to take this sock off because I've got paint on it. Do that now. But look at that, guys. That's like a pristine background. I'm well happy with that. If this lasts, I mean, even if this lasts just 3 months, it's cost effective. Big picture view. I should do your room. Well, you're living in a newish flat, so it's probably not too bad to paint. You have to get rid of your kid, though. I'll babysit your daughter for you whilst you paint. It's like, I take your wife and your daughter off your hands, and then you're divorced, and I stole your partner. Yeah, but I can help you paint. You could send your wife. Your wife can look after your daughter, and we could paint your sitting room. But you could do it in a yeah, you could do it in a day. It's moving all the furniture out and covering it all up, which takes time. Sorting all the crap out. Oh, she doesn't like bald men. She's racist, that's why. I knew there was something about her. Hey Vic, we're good. How long have we been going for here? Let's have a look. Make sure I've not got any paint on my feet. Got paint on my toes. Why is there paint on my... Oh, because it's gone through my sock. Fair enough. How long's this stream been going for? 1 hour, 21 minutes? Oh, that's alright. Nice. Faster than I thought. I thought it was going to take like 2 or 3 hours. So, turns out I'm quick at painting. It was only a small bit though. Way too long. But that was annoying me. Throttle!
Burger Bucks.
Ah, thank you. Thanks, Yannick. Look at the horse go. The horse is off. Thanks, Yannick, man. Put the paint in the cupboard so we don't knock it over on the floor. Nice. Paintbrush. Put these away. Put these in here for now. Pray that I don't have paint on the bottom of my foot. Stand on the sim rig to check. No, we're alright. Oh!
Soon we will be racing again. Got an SC2 Pro grinning face with big eyes.
Oh, nice. Well, we're going to be playing Automobilista 2, hopefully. Trying to roll this mat up without transferring paint onto anything. Yeah. Get it away from the carpet. Roll her up. Yeah, no paint on the floor. Perfect. Give it a bit of a hoover, and we can start putting stuff back for now. The Truman Show. Right, shill on the wall in white.
When will we see another cooking with muscle?
Thank you. Cooking. Well, we'll have to do a cooking thing. Maybe we can cook some steak or something. Thanks, Yannick. Call sign still there? When you were you here when did you see the wall was flaked when you came over? Was the wall flaking off when you came over? Now it is correct. All is good. The wall was molding. All is restored in the land of muscle. I mean, look at that. Not even finished and it looks finished. That's next level, that, guys. Next level wall cleaning. I'd like to point out that you are all now watching paint dry. What a stream. How does he do it? When people ask her, they're like, "Oh, James, how do you become such a successful YouTuber?" And I say, "Watch and you will learn." Many a wall has been painted, many a floor has been hoovered, and many a race has been lost. But it was all worth it. It's already dry. Right, there you go, guys. I think we're at the end of this stream here. The wall has been painted. Dreams have been dreamt. Holes have been repaired. You can say, if someone asks you in the future, they can say, "Where were you on the 4th of October 2019? You can say with pride, "I was watching wall paint stream," and then you can fall into a state of depression. Guys, yeah, I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna tidy up the rest of the room, but I'm not gonna stream that because it's nowhere near as exciting as watching paint dry, and I need to unplug some stuff. So that mostly because I need to unplug stuff. So I will be back later, hopefully, for some sim stuff. But thanks for watching paint dry with me, and yeah, thanks for taking part, everyone. Thanks for those donations. True innovation in live streaming here. I will see you guys very soon. Check out our Discord, follow us on Instagram, and if you need more paint tips, you know where to come to. Credits, goodbye. Stream has ended. Thanks for taking part, everybody. We received super chats from Yannick von Vort. That was it. Thanks, Yannick, for supporting this stream. Alright, guys, I'll see you in a bit. See you later.